Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape lately, you've probably heard some whispers, some murmurs that are causing a stir in the AFC. And no, it's not just about the usual storylines, but about a potential game-changing move that could reshape the division and alter the Steelers' journey to the Super Bowl. We're talking about the Las Vegas Raiders, a team that's been struggling this season at 2-5, with a defense that's been leaking points like a sieve, giving up an astonishing 28. 2 points per game. That's a number that makes any defense coach nervous, and it's a clear indicator that something needs to change fast. Now, what's interesting is that the Raiders, in their quest to rebuild and shed some cap space, are eyeing a significant trade with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're looking to send Jacoby Myers, a wide receiver who's been serviceable but perhaps not meeting their expectations, in exchange for a second-round pick in 2026 and a third-round pick in 2025. The motivation behind this trade isn't just about acquiring draft capital. It's also about cap relief, around $10 million, which can be pivotal for the Raiders as they try to bolster their roster, especially their secondary and overall team depth. This trade, if it happens, is not just a simple swap of players and picks. It's a strategic move, almost like a maestro conducting an orchestra, aiming to fine-tune the team's offense to better align with their rebuilding plans. Myers, at just 28 years old, is a route-running maestro, a player who excels at reading defenses and creating separation. His PFF grade of 84, 2 over his career, speaks volumes about his route precision and ability to make plays happen when it counts. In the 2025 season up to September 15th, Myers has already accumulated 25 receptions for 298 yards and 2 touchdowns, averaging 11.9 yards per catch, with an EPA per target of plus 0.32 and an average yards after catch of 4.9 yards. These aren't just numbers. They tell a story of a player who's dependable, especially in clutch moments, and who can be a vital part of any offense he joins. And here's where the plot thickens. Myers has been somewhat hampered by injuries, specifically a shoulder injury in Week 1 that limited his snaps. But by Week 3, he was back on the field, making an impact with 89 yards. His ability to get open on third downs, elevating QBR by around 9%, makes him an invaluable asset for teams looking to extend drives and improve their offensive efficiency. His career stats are impressive. Over 900 yards and 22 touchdowns, with an incredible 92% catch rate and just 1% drops. These are the kind of reliable numbers that any quarterback would love to have, especially when paired with a receiver like DK Metcalf, who's also a key piece in the Seahawks' offense. Now, let's talk about the Raiders' motivations a bit more. They're motivated to make this move because they need help in their secondary, especially with their quarterback Gardner Minshew, who has a QBR of 75.6, needs better protection, and is operating behind an offensive line that's allowing an average of 4.1 sacks per game. That's a recipe for disaster if they don't address it soon. They're also looking to add picks for their secondary, and acquiring Myers could be a step in that direction. The contract details are interesting. Myers is on a $33 million deal, with $11 million guaranteed in 2026, which gives the Raiders some flexibility to maneuver. And crucially, this trade could free up around $10 million in cap space, which they might use to extend players like Max Crosby, a cornerstone for their defense, especially if they want to be competitive in the near future. But the question is, how does this impact the Steelers? Well, Pittsburgh, sitting at 4-2, is quietly building a formidable team, and this move could be a real game-changer. With Myers potentially teaming up with Metcalf, the Steelers' passing game gets a major boost. It's all about creating that dynamic duo, Myers' route-running intelligence combined with Metcalf's explosiveness. For quarterback Kenny Pickett, having a reliable target like Myers, who can get open in tight spots, especially on third and medium situations, means more sustained drives and more scoring opportunities. This could translate into the Steelers improving their aerial attack from around 218 yards per game to closer to 255 yards, making their offense more balanced and dangerous. And let's not forget about the scheme. Under offensive coordinator Matt Canada, the Steelers have been emphasizing a more versatile attack, and adding Mayers, who excels in route precision and yards after catch, fits perfectly into that plan. His ability to gain an average of 6.2 yards after the catch per target, and his history of being a chain mover, like he was against the Browns, adding 6 chains, makes him a perfect fit to help Pittsburgh extend drives and sustain offensive drives longer. Plus, considering his impact in previous situations, like when he played for the Patriots in 2021 and had a huge impact, adding over 220 yards in a playoff run, there's a clear pattern of Mayers being a playoff-level performer when given the chance. Now, talking about the bigger picture, the Steelers are in a very interesting position in this season's odds to win the Super Bowl. Their odds have shifted from +8.0 at the start of the season to around +4.500, reflecting their strong start and the potential addition of a player like Mayers. If this trade goes through, it could be the boost they need to make a real push in the postseason. The addition of Mayers would elevate the team's overall competitiveness, especially in the playoffs, where clutch receivers and smart route runners make all the difference. His ability to read defenses, especially against zone coverage, where he's able to find soft spots and get open 87% of the time, could be the X factor that propels the Steelers deeper into the playoffs. So in essence, this trade isn't just a minor transaction. It's a strategic pivot that could define the Steelers' season and beyond. Mayers, with his experience, reliability, and route running skills, could be the anchor that elevates the offense, giving Kenny Pickett more options and making Pittsburgh a more complete team. And for the Raiders, it's a step in their rebuild, shedding cap, and acquiring draft capital to build for the future. But for us Steelers fans, it's a very promising development. If this move happens, it's not just about acquiring a talented receiver. It's about reasserting the Steelers' position as serious contenders and making a statement that they're here to stay, ready to challenge for another Super Bowl. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Mayers can be the missing piece for this team? How do you see him fitting into the offense, and what impact do you think it'll have on their playoff chances? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. Thanks for being here, and let's keep the passion alive for our black and gold.